Felix Navidad. Well, that's as close as a country boy can get to it. Merry Christmas to one and all. From the country kitchen here on the east coast of Arkansas. And I done already heard about somebody that was, they couldn't handle that peanut butter. I have a substitute for the peanut butter because I know that it gripes a lot of people. We gonna get her done. Here is it's a quick recipe. We're not gonna be fooling around. We're gonna get her done. And what I've done here is I got these here. It's refried beans. And if you see what I've done right there, in order to get them refried beans out of the can, you cut the top and the bottom off. I got them refried beans right yonder. We're going to make root beer and refried beans candy. That's the recipe for today. I got them in yonder, and you can make this a little bit easier. And I got this here powdered sugar over yonder from the neighbor. Powdered sugar already has cornstarch in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5 of them big old heaping spoonfuls. That's the cornstarch in the bag with the powdered sugar that already has cornstarch in it. But the reason you put it in yonder is you want to fluff it up. I mean, you want to mix the cornstarch really good into the powdered sugar. I'm talking, we got her mixed, you know, I mean, enough is enough. So, but what we're going to do yonder is we got them refried beans in the bowl yonder, and if you're taking notes, it's a can, and you see about how much powdered sugar I got yonder, and I'm going to pour some in there, and I'm going to say it's like a can and a half of powdered sugar that I done went put up in yonder in them there refried beans with the cornstarch in there. And you know, if you don't like cornstarch, you know, I wouldn't be using it. I've got this is that ever so good root beer ice cream topping. I'm gonna squeeze that in yonder, and I'm gonna put about half of this. I feel like that was half of that root beer ice cream topping. You go right along mixing up in yonder. You see how pretty that is? Well, this right here will surely be a late night family treat. And that's enough. There's just no need to go any further. Now what we're going to do, set that aside. I'm going to transfer this refried beans, root beer ice cream topping, that there powdered sugar with a little bit of added cornstarch. You see yonder, I done transferred that over into this pan here, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook this down. I'm going to cook it for just a few minutes, and I'll. We are at the 25-minute mark on the digital dial there. This has been on a setting a little more than medium. And you see what we've ended up with here. There's you can actually, if you want to know if it's done, you can take it and let it fall into a beaker of water. Small, you should be able to roll it up and get it in your finger, which that is. There's no need to get it out of there, just take my word for it. 25 minutes at a little more than medium heat is correct. I'm going to move over to the sideboard on the sink there. I'm going to get her done. Okay, what I've got here is the batter from it's cooked. I got it from the burner over yonder, and I'm going to put it, and I put that powdered sugar on this cookie dish here, and all I'm going to do is put this mixture out here on this right here, let it find its own its own level. It really, the timing and the heat was really good on this batch right here. I believe it's going to be really good. Recap on this recipe is 1 can of refried beans and that root beer ice cream topping and that powdered sugar with a little bit of cornstarch in it. Put it on the burner over there at a medium heat for about 25 minutes, and I'm going to let this set. We'll come back and we'll cut it and put it on a presentation tray. The refried bean candy has been sitting on the sideboard cooling. So what I'm doing, I'm going to cut it, set up quite nicely. This is quite delicious. I knew I had this recipe from times gone by. Down Mexico way I was there for a while. I'm just going to transfer it over yonder onto a smaller candy dish. And you see what I'm doing is just placing them, not touching. And I'm going to share this pan of candy with the neighbors. Enjoy. From the country kitchen here on the east coast of Arkansas. As you can see on the sideboard, I have 3 platefuls of refried bean root beer flavored candy. By all means, these 3 dishes right here, I'm going to say when the crew gets here, this won't last 15 minutes. Leave a comment. Felix Navidad. Well, that's as close as a country boy can get to it. Merry Christmas to one and all.